Hey guys, what's going on? It's Aditi here, your intuitive marketing strategist and leadership coach. So, I hit my 50-pound weight loss milestone. So you may have seen me post about this, but I am also documenting my journey on the 131 method, which is a nutrition and health coaching program. And I'm going to talk about week 3. So each week I am making a video about my experience in the program and just in general, my process and my experience. I had recently lost 47 pounds as of July, and so a lot of people were asking me questions about what did you do, what's been happening. So I've decided to start documenting the process because I've started to do the program for a second round. So I had hit a plateau for about 6 weeks, and I wasn't losing anything. There were times where also I will say that I just kind of was over it. I was like, well, I'm almost at 50 pounds. I'm over it. I'm just going to do whatever, And so I started getting into that mentality. And then I started getting off track a bit. I started eating bread. I started having soda, whatever. It is what it is, right? So you know how they say the journey is never a straight line. It's kind of up, down, all around, roller coaster, all that kind of good stuff. And so that's exactly what was happening for me. So for me, I needed to have something to shake it up, So I decided to get on the 131 method, which I had done earlier this year, and start it over. So I started it over, and I shared in my prior 2 videos that the first week was extremely hard. I just wanted to die. I had so much withdrawal with, especially with the bread, because I was just starting to get I wanted bread all the time. And so that was a thing. The second week was easier. I think by the 7th day, it was much easier. And then after that, I think the second week was easier. And then the third week was good too. But I will say that I noticed that there was a lot of, I was starting to kind of, it was getting easier, but I totally forgot what I was saying, you guys. So when I had gotten on it, I started it over, right? And then I remember the 3rd week we had done, because it's the 5th week now, and I didn't make this video earlier. I'll try to be better to make it on the week so I remember everything going on, but I wanted to document it, so I was I got to get my week 3 video up. And so for week 3, in the program, you do a fast, okay? So there's a lot of controversies around fasting, but there's also a lot of research on how good it is for your body and how it really resets your metabolism, resets kind of your immune system, resets a lot of things. So I did that in week 3, and it was not as bad as it would have been if I didn't do those first 2 weeks, because those first 2 weeks where I was really cutting out sugar and bread and those things that really want you craving more of it, it made it easier for me to do the fast in that 3rd week. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I remember. So the first time I did 131, I was dropping weight left and right really fast. I think that first month I dropped 17 pounds pretty quick. I did gain some of it back because it was water weight, but overall it was about 17. But this time, the scale wasn't really moving. And I know you're not supposed to get obsessed with the scale, but of course it happens, right? So I just needed to backtrack and be what's happening here, girlfriend? What's going on? Why are you getting obsessed with the numbers? So I really had to kind of take it back and remind myself of why I'm really doing this. And why was I really doing this was because I want to get back into dancing. I just want to feel good. I want to have more energy. I want to have more mental clarity, all that kind of stuff, right? So that is what I had to bring it back to. And I had been trying to hit that 50-pound milestone since July, and it was now September, right? So it just wasn't happening. So I just gave up on it. I was you know what? If it's supposed to happen, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. I can't be bothered. So I kind of let it go. And it's funny, right? When you let it go, then it happens, as they say. And this time, it was harder because I wanted to see the results, and I was working my butt off and I wasn't seeing the results. And so I really just had to get back to my bigger why. And when I did that, it made it so much easier to really just focus on that and not just be focused on the scale. So I was all right, you're only going to check it once a week type of thing. So you can just track your progress. But you guys, so even those first 2.5 weeks, it was kind of those same 5 pounds up and down, you know what I mean? And it was like driving me cray. But then that third week, when I did the fast and when I really just like went for it, and I even tested foods with my body to see if I had reactions, if I was having any issues. Because she says, you know, when your system is that clean, you can test different foods to see how your body reacts to it. Because your gut is like empty, right? So you can like see how different foods react to your body. And so I tested different foods like chickpeas, I tested brown rice, tested eggs, like different things that I wanted to eat, but I wanted to see how my body would react, right? So it was cool to notice. I ate watermelon in my body. I was like burping. I was like, interesting. So that was cool. But it was that third week. So that's why this third week is so powerful. It was that third week that the scale went down like 11 to 13 pounds, something like that. It was like 13 pounds, I think. And I was like, whoa, I just hit the 50-pound milestone mark. And I went crazy. I was so happy. And so, yeah, so it happened like much later than, you know, I was trying to hit it in July. It happened in September. But that's completely fine because I realized that I can't rush where my body is. I need to honor where my body is at. You know, maybe my body wasn't ready to be there yet. Or maybe even mentally I wasn't ready to be there yet. I don't know. But I really learned how to be patient with myself, to how to be disciplined, how to do hard work, like all that kind of stuff, how to manage my emotions. Like I had so many roller coasters happening up and down, left and right, that were throwing me so off. And I just wanted to have a good sandwich and call it a night. And there were many times I was just like, well, you're not eating bread right now, so you're going to have to figure something else out. And so I did. And so, yeah, so that is how I kind of broke through that plateau. I really just stuck my gun, stuck to it, and really had to work through a lot of emotional stuff. You know, a lot of things were coming up for me, things that made me feel uncomfortable, or maybe things that I denied before, but I needed to just get really real with myself. You know what I mean? Just unworthiness, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'll probably talk about it more deeper later, but in general, I wanted to talk about breaking through the plateau, hitting that 50-pound milestone, and just in general, that third week. Now, I will say that fourth week is kind of where I kind of started falling off the plan last time, and I'm finding myself going into that space again. So I will make a video as I move through this part to talk about that, because that's a whole other story. But up until week 3, you know, the first 2 weeks were really hard. Third week, I finally broke my plateau, made it through. And then in my next videos, I'll talk about week 4 and week 5 as well. So it's a 12-week program. So I wanted to document the whole 12 weeks so you guys can kind of see what it's all about, because since I was getting so many questions, I thought, why not just make videos and show you guys the journey, like the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, even the embarrassing stuff, like the stuff that I'm like, you know what, I know this is going to help somebody, so I'll share it. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I have a health accountability group of people who are going through 131 method as well. So if you wanted to join that, you can join on my affiliate link, and then you can join that for free. Okay. And you would head over to aditicreative.com/join for my affiliate link for 131. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, rich friend. Melody said, congratulations, my rich friend. What an amazing testimony. I know, crazy, right? Like sometimes when I look in the mirror, or even when I go shopping, like that has been interesting because, you know, I've been shopping at Lane Bryant and Torrid, where they have a lot of plus size clothing. And it's interesting because now those clothing are starting to get loose on me. So when I was trying clothes on, I was like, this ain't fitting, but I'm used to coming here now. So it's just like kind of like a interesting, what do they call it, like cognitive dissonance? Yeah, like when you're just like, wait, what's happening? So that was interesting and very cool as well. But it's cool to be able to, you know, I've been buying a lot of new clothes and trying new things on and like stuff like that, trying new outfits. You guys can see I'm wearing a skirt right now. But yeah, it's been fun getting to know my body and getting to meet her and all that kind of good stuff. But that's all, you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.